If you're a man and you have a significant other who's like your wife or your girlfriend or whatever, and you typically when you're walking up the stairs in front of them, they like to do this thing where it's like they think they're cute and shit, and they stick their finger in your butt, and that my wife's done it to me multiple times, and never gotten used to it, but it's just like kind of not really numb to it, still I still have a reaction every single time, but um, I've been warning her. I'm like, one day, I'm like, you have to be weary of if instincts just come over me, and I just start acting out of instinct. And she's like, well, I was like, you ever see like an alligator do a death roll? And she's like, well, I was like, one day you're gonna do that to me, and I'm gonna clench my cheeks so hard you're not gonna be able to take your finger out, and then I'm just gonna hit an alligator death roll and spin your finger right off your hand. Welcome back to the No One's Watching podcast. If you're watching this, you shouldn't be. If you watched the last one, you shouldn't have. And my name is Mike. If you don't know who I am, good. All right. Well, hopping right into marathon prep. This week was treacherous. It was completely awful. I was back on the morning shifts, and I was just being pestered by the heat all week. It was hot. So made the runs a little bit harder. The tempo run kicked my butt this week. It was like I couldn't keep the pace. It was too hot to keep the pace for me, and yeah, it was just pretty bad. The best run of the week this week was the one I did today, which was my longest run yet, which is 12K. Felt good. It was like more of a block style 12K, so 3 kilometers. Conversational, 3 kilometers at a 650 kilometer pace, which just comes out to about 11-minute mile, and then another 3 conversational, another 3 650, and it went pretty good. It was pretty decent. Cut about 4 minutes off my fastest 5K time, or 10K time, not 5K. Still haven't beat my last 5K time, which was like 33 minutes, but my 10K time is down to a hour and 15. So that's good. I think my first 5K or 10K was at I don't even know. I think I cut 4 minutes twice. So I'd say 126 range. Maybe it was a 122, and I cut it down to a 118. And then I cut it down to a 115. I think that's what it was. So improving on the long distance a little bit. It was a little hard to keep that 650 pace at the end there, especially with the hill that I run up, but got it done. Felt really good afterwards. Body's in shambles. I am starting to develop some pain, which is not cool. It just feels like I got like nerve things going on where it's just like, it feels like things are going to pop at any moment. Like if I relax my shoulder in the wrong way, you get a weird feeling. Got to like jerk it around a little bit, or a tail end of one of my runs. It was like one of my faster runs, and it was really hot out, but I was running, and I was kind of running at a faster pace, and there was like 3 consecutive steps where, like, I guess my sciatic nerve almost just shut me down. So like I almost just fell to the ground in the middle of the park, and that would have been awful, that would have honestly been super embarrassing if I fell down in the park like an old man or something, or like a nun. But anyway, I mean, other than that, I think the running's going fine. I'm kind of where I need to be. My running app is making me increase my pace faster than I'm supposed to be. So it's like it keeps prompting me like, hey, you're going faster. So you could probably run faster. So we're gonna change all your pacing for throughout the plan and all that kind of stuff. And it's just like, cool. I want to be faster, so I like that. And I'm not really looking for a time for this marathon in November, but I'm looking to finish. And I mean, if I can finish fast, that sounds good to me. Yeah, I mean, I do need to focus a little bit more on stretching. I've been skipping a couple of the body weight kettlebell stretching workouts and stuff just because, but I need to get back into it. It's way too early to stop doing those. I definitely need to start doing those again, or else I'm going to feel it later. So I definitely need to get back into it. I got one tomorrow. I'm definitely going to do it. And yeah, and Father's Day just passed, and my wife got me a full body massage along with a foot extension. So like an add-on where they focus on your feet. And I think I'm going to save it. I don't think I need it right now. I think I'm going to hold on to it for a little bit, when the body's really starting to hurt. When I get into those later weeks, I definitely want to hold on to that. so that way I have it by the time, or have it, or use it when it really matters. I don't want to use it too early. It's like using nitrous in the Fast and Furious movies. You kind of want to hold on to it until you absolutely need it. You don't want to use it too early because then you're gonna lose the race. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I mean, other than that, I've been thinking about a lot of different things this week. A lot of different things have been coming up, popping up, and yeah, I mean, I think BLTs are a scam. And yes, I mean that BLT. Bacon, lettuce, and tomato. And like you're probably, I think there's a mixed crowd on the BLT. You know what I mean? I think there's people that are in love with the BLT. They probably love it. It's probably one of their sandwiches of choice. Like, oh, I'm gonna go out to brunch, drink a couple mimosas, have a BLT. I don't think you ever catch me having a BLT. Maybe I'll have a bacon sandwich. Sounds fantastic. But there's got to be enough, and that's where I think the problem really resides. Is that, like, okay, like how much bacon's on a BLT? I think that's what, if you got like a hefty amount of bacon on a BLT, then it's not a scam. But like, is bacon really bacon's more of an accessory to me. Bacon's not a base. You just can't make a sandwich out of just accessories. You could have multiple bases, like an Italian sub has multiple bases, salami, ham. But if it was just bacon's just not enough. Bacon's great. Don't get me wrong. I love bacon. I can eat bacon all day, but bacon it's not enough. You don't ever just eat bacon. When was the last time you just only had bacon? No, you're having bacon with eggs, or bacon with on the side with your pancakes, or strictly like diner scenarios, breakfast. Denny's. You built the Grand Slam. It's not just like, oh yeah, you could start your Grand Slam with bacon. No, you select your eggs and the variety of egg that you want, and then you select the variety of meats, and that falls into the category of meats, right? But I don't know. And like, I feel like sausage is also in that accessory category in that situation. Like if it's breakfast, you get eggs, like an omelet with a side of sausage or something. Like it's kind of in that same realm, but also like you can eat a sausage sandwich, or I guess like sausage and peppers. Bacon and peppers. So that's why, sausage is a little bit better than bacon, in my opinion, But yeah, I don't think like a BLT, unless there's a hefty amount of bacon on that sandwich, then it's not real. It's just a scam. It's like Cutco knives, or Vima, or any other one of those Ponzi schemes. Bacon BLTs are a Ponzi scheme. You know what I'm saying? And like, it better be on good quality bread. It better be the best damn lettuce I ever had. Tomatoes better be sliced in. It better not be a heavy on the T. It better not be heavy on the L or the T. It should only be heavy on the B. And if your L is heavier than your B, or your T is heavier than your B, the whole thing's a scam. You're selling me a lettuce sandwich with bacon, or you're selling me a lettuce and tomato sandwich with bacon, and bacon better be on the bottom. How does that work? I don't know. I'm not a big BLT guy, so I don't know how they divvy up the ingredients on the inside. What goes in the bottom? If it's not the B, if it's not the bacon, then what are we doing? You shouldn't have it because every other sandwich, B goes on top. The bacon is always on top. You get a bacon cheeseburger. It goes burger, cheese, bacon, lettuce, tomato. So does it follow that order? Like, you just remove the burger and the cheese? Do you put cheese on a BLT? Is there any sauce on a BLT? Is it just a dry sandwich? And like, I have no experience. I really have no experience with the BLT, because I don't think I think they're a scam. Like, just flat out, unless unless it's stacked to the brim with bacon, I think that they're a scam. So I don't know how they work. I don't know the anatomy of a BLT. If you're going T base, if you're going tomato base, lettuce, bacon, or T base, bacon, lettuce, that's crazy work. That's crazy work. And some restaurants put lettuce on the bottom. That's weird to me too. I don't think lettuce belongs on a sandwich. It's just filler. It's nonsense filler rabbit food. It should just be a bacon and tomato. And tomatoes aren't that good to be the only topper. If you give me like a let's see, If you give me a bacon sandwich with pepperoncinis, maybe like a thicker cheese, like a Munster, would that be good? Pepperoncinis and Munster cheese? I don't know. Or like maybe like a bacon jalapeno. It should be a BJC, bacon jalapeno cheese. That see, that's something I can get behind. You know what I mean? Or like a bacon, egg, and cheese, the BC. We don't need a because like even in that situation, you have it's an egg sandwich with bacon on it with cheese. Where is can you get like a breakfast BLT? Or is that just the bacon, egg, and cheese with lettuce and tomato? And I guess the sauces can vary. Like you probably could throw like mayo on there, or like a chipotle, or like maybe even like a honey Dijon or some type of honey mustard based product. Yeah, but I mean, if you're just out here ordering BLTs, you got to let me know. You got to let me know what's wrong with you. But moving on, I mean, there's a bunch of different things, right? So there's a bunch of different things like food wise. At the tail end of that drink, should have filled it up before I started because I'm gonna get my mouth get dry during these things. But there's a bunch of different like food debates that I realized a famous one in New Jersey where I grew up was pork roll or Taylor ham, and I'm honestly I flip flop, and that's going to be devastating to a bunch of different people. Probably devastating to all the people that know me, because I'm pretty sure they're all Taylor Ham people. And I grew up in a part of New Jersey that's not really claimed by the North Jersey or South Jersey, and North Jersey and South Jersey both claim that it's not real. I grew up in a very mythical land called Central New Jersey, and you're like New Jersey. If you're not from New Jersey, you're probably like, "Wow, New Jersey's really small. Why would you even need a central part? Why you really think a central part exists?" And I do, So you get a mix there because South Jersey, I believe, is pork roll. North Jersey is Taylor ham. I believe. I don't know. Don't quote me on that. I just really never gave a shit enough to know who's rep and what. But it's literally like Bloods and Crips in New Jersey. Like people will step to you and just be like pork roll or Taylor ham, and you have to make a decision right there. Who are you going to be? And you get jumped in. And you better hope you're saying the right one to the right people, or else that might be the end of your life. You know what I mean? But I never really made a choice. I'll call it Taylor ham, egg, and cheese. And a lot of people don't know what it is. It's like it's kind of similar to like it's like a stiff bologna, but you fry it and you put it on an egg and cheese sandwich. Maybe a little hash brown, salt, pepper, ketchup, the whole nine. It's fantastic. The worst thing for your arteries, probably, or one of the worst things for your arteries, definitely going to be clogged. You definitely feel your blood moving slow after you eat one of those. But it's what blue collar workers in New Jersey survive on: bacon, egg, and cheese, and black coffee. Probably throw a lot of sugar in their coffee too, but it doesn't matter. But yeah, it's a huge debate, and I never really got into it. I never really was like, oh, I'm a Taylor ham guy, or I like pork roll, and it sounds like I chose a side because the way I just said that. But like, if I had to pick one, I'd probably pick Taylor ham, just because I say Taylor ham, egg, and cheese. I'm never gonna say pork roll, egg, and cheese. It just doesn't flow off the tongue the same way. But there's a lot of these, right? And like grew up in New Jersey. Now I live in a place where they call sub sandwiches hoagies, and I never called a sub sandwich a hoagie. I call them a sub. Hey, I'm gonna get an Italian sub, and then people at work are like, "Oh, a hoagie." Like that sounds like something like you're from another country. You're from Canada. Hey, I'm gonna get a hoagie, don't you know? And like I've never said it before today. I said it to my wife because I ordered a sandwich from a place called Primo Hoagies. So she was like, and I was eating something I got on the side yesterday. I didn't finish it, so I was eating it today. I was a little hungry, and she's like, "What are you eating?" I was like, "Oh, I'm eating this stuff, blah blah blah. I got a hoagie yesterday." And she looked at me like I had five heads. She also grew up in New Jersey, and we don't call them hoagies over there. We have Wawas and stuff, and Wawa calls them hoagies, but I don't think that's a New Jersey thing. It might be a South Jersey thing, but it's not a Central or North Jersey thing. I know that for damn sure. What do you call, see, like I feel there's a big debate, right? Because, okay, it's an Italian sub, right? It's not an Italian hoagie. And if you're getting if it's cold, I think people say if it's cold, it's a hoagie. If it's hot, it's a sub, but that doesn't make any sense to me, right? Because like if I'm getting like a meatball parm, it's a meatball parm sub, or just a meatball parm or a meatball sub. You'll never catch me saying meatball hoagie. I just sound like I'm from the Middle East, not Middle East, the Midwest, not the Middle East. I don't know what they call meatball sandwiches in the Middle East. You know, I doubt it's hoagie, and I doubt it's a sub. I don't even want to know what they call it. Yeah, so I mean, I can't really see like like what I'd call a hoagie. I feel like a hoagie in my when I think of the word hoagie, I think of like a hollowed out loaf of bread with that's stuffed. You know what I mean? Like it's like a hoagie, not a hoagie, a hoagie. Anyway, I think the word hoagie is dumb, and I said it today, and my wife looked at me like I had something wrong with me, and I think she was right to do that. I think sometimes your significant other needs to press you on the things that you say, and that was one of those times. I don't think it was kind of disrespectful to our culture of being from New Jersey and whatnot to even breathe the word hoagie, but I used it, and I apologize. I'm sorry. It'll never happen again. And like a lot of the being from New Jersey is a bunch of different stuff. Like New Jersey has like I would say the best bagels. I've had bagels in New Jersey, New York, Pennsylvania, California, probably Florida. It's been a staple of my diet since I was a wee lad, you know. But like I knew someone from Ohio. She's like, I love bagels. I love bagels so much. And I was like, you're from Ohio. They don't have good bagels in Ohio. She's like, yeah, they do. And I was like, okay, what's your favorite kind of bagel? She's like, the soft ones. I was like, what? Like the ones you get like a Thomas brand bagel that you get out of like a sleeve bag in the grocery store. I don't think I've ever wanted to hit someone so much. I was like, you're out of your mind. You're losing your marbles. Like that's crazy. I never a soft bagel. The only way you can actually eat those things, the Thomas bagels, is if you toast it. If you're just eating those Thomas bagels raw, you're an animal. You're a criminal. You need to be locked up immediately. But I would say out of all the places that I've had bagels, I would say New Jersey is the best. And like I understand like it's like a New York staple, bacon, egg, and cheese, all that New York bodega specials and shit. But I think they're better in New Jersey. I also think pizza's better in New Jersey. I think pizza in New Jersey is better than the pizza in New York. Never had any of it in like Connecticut, and I know that's a big one. I know that Connecticut's got a strong game on strong hold on the pizza game, or at least that's what Dave Portnoy says. But who really knows? The guy is a specific. All those ratings are specific to him. So I don't know if I trust it with how I feel about him. But yeah, I would say the best bagel I got has been in New Jersey. The best pizza I've got has been in New Jersey. And now listen, I'm a fan of all different kinds of pizzas, you know. But if I'm going straight plain pizza, I'm going with a New Jersey pie all day. But there are abnormalities. Sometimes you catch certain vibes from different kinds of pizza, right? When I was in California, obviously they're gonna have pretty dog ass pizza, you know? So what you do if you're in a place like California is you just load it up with toppings and like where it's not even pizza anymore. It's bread with toppings and some cheese. And yeah, so you just throw everything out that you possibly can to just drown out the terrible crust. It has something to do with the water. You're just not gonna it's just not you can't replicate it. But there are some places in California I think that import water from I guess the tri-state area and bring it over, which is cool. I don't know. I haven't tried any of those places, so I don't know if it's comparable. But yeah, but like, and then the best buffalo chicken pizza I ever had was in Pennsylvania when I was playing football in college. They had the best. They used to get this like Sicilian style buffalo chicken pizza with like this super thick blue cheese instead of ranch on it. Oh my god. I still think about that place all the time. And I don't know where it is, or else I'd go back and get it. Also, like I'm a frozen pizza connoisseur. I've had them all, you know, DiGiorno, Red Baron, if you count that. The Rouse is not too bad, you know. The sauce brand that makes the pizza now, it's good. Tombstone had it. California Pizza Kitchen was on a big California Pizza Kitchen kick for a while because the macros on the barbecue chicken pizza are pretty decent for eating a pizza. But by far the best frozen pizza I've had is a company that it seemed like they're new to the streets, seem like the new kid on the block. I haven't really seen them around me too often. They start popping up in the last couple of years, but it's Motor City Pizza, and it's Detroit style pizza, and it's by far the best frozen pizza I've ever had in my life. And I mean, the whole thing is probably somewhere around 3,000 calories, and I've eaten the whole pizza on multiple occasions. Now, if you're eating a frozen pizza, are you sharing it? Because I'm not. Been a big boy my whole life. Gonna eat the whole thing. I remember when I was in like middle school, I'd make a DiGiorno, fold it, and eat it like that. No joke. I'm just out here folding full size DiGiornos as a 12-year-old. My mother shouldn't have given me access to the oven to make those frozen pizzas. Those are probably for dinner. Those are for the house, and I'm just slamming, just folding entire pies like a little pig, you know. But yeah, if you haven't tried a Motor City Detroit style pizza, frozen pizza, I think you're missing out. You need to run to your closest grocery store, see if you carry it, see if you have it. And they have like, I think there's like 3 flavors, and it's like plain pepperoni, and there's meat lovers, and there's a supreme. The supreme is my favorite. Meat lover's pretty good, pepperoni's pretty good, but the supreme is good, and it's good because there's no black olives. I hate olives. I'm not going to get into that. Okay, I will. I'm scarred from my childhood. I can't have olives now. Now I'm of Mediterranean descent, so olives should be within my wheelhouse. And I eat a lot of things, but olives are not one of them. And it starts because when I was growing up, I was friends with this kid, and we were hanging out in his house, and we were playing PlayStation 2. He always had the best games on PlayStation 2. Everything that he knew was new came out. His dad was always getting it for him, playing PlayStation 2. We're playing the new Crash Bandicoot game, the one with the little green guy, like the evil doctor scientist guy. And we're playing that, and it's like my turn. I'm playing, and he's eating green olives next to me, and I've never had an olive before because I'm a wee lad. I'm probably like 7, 8 in that range or something. And I'm playing, and he's like, "All right, my turn." And he takes the controller, looks at me, just burps straight olive breath right into my face, and I swore from that day forward that I would never eat an olive again. And sometimes you slip up, sometimes they're hidden, they're in things, but it's never by choice. I don't think I'll ever eat an olive by choice, and that's why I like the Supreme the best, because usually if you want to get a Supreme, they have black olives on it. And if you're a place that does nachos, look at me. If you're a place that does nachos and you put black olives on your nachos, you're under arrest. I'm putting you under citizen's arrest right now. Put your hands behind your back, and your punishment is going to be you have to eat nothing but black olives for the rest of your life. And you probably like it, you freak. If you put them don't put them on the nachos. Don't do it. You just ruined a fantastic thing with your nasty ass olives. What else we got? I think we got more food stuff. I was going somewhere with this. No, but Motor City Pizza Co., I think is what it is. Check it out, find it, eat it. Let me know what you think. I think it's the best by far. But yeah, I mean, can you not tell that I've just been a big old piggy for my whole life? The way I just riffed on bagels, pizza, nachos, and just BLTs and stuff. Can you just not tell? And that's why I'm trying to run a marathon, just to not be 300 pounds. Now, something else that I want to talk about that I'm not a huge fan of is, which I just think it's worthless. I think heated seats in cars are worthless. I think there's nothing good that can come from them. And I have a poor experience with heated seats. This one time I went to my friend knew this person who lived out in the woods somewhere, and we all went out to that house. There's probably like 20 of us, or maybe like 15 of us. We all went out to that house, and like we're at the bonfire, we're drinking, yada yada yada. And I drank a lot. I drank too much, and it's all right because I wasn't driving back home the next day. But the guy who's driving us home, and I'm hungover. Like I'm in and out of like consciousness in the car ride the next day. Like I'm just falling asleep, waking up. Like, do I have to looking for a bag or something? And every time I would fall asleep, he'd turn the heated seat on, and I'd wake up, and my ass would just be on fire. I'd be sweating, and I and now that's hilarious to do to somebody. Like if I had, I think that's the only usage of heated seats that I approve of, is torturing your friends. And like, there's like fun stuff. It's like another one of those fun things that you could do on like a car ride. Like I used to have this buddy who would go on long car rides, and his favorite thing to do was he called it the heat game. And it'd be dead summer, it'd be 95 degrees outside, and he called it the heat game. So where he would roll up all the windows and he'd put the heat on full blast, and you just sit there and fight for your life. It was like a mobile sauna, and call it the heat game. But yeah, I think heated seats just lead to sweaty asses, and I don't want a sweaty ass, you know. But like someone like my wife likes to use the heated seats all the time, and I just refuse. Like it's summertime, and she's using them. She uses them. Why are we using heated seats in the summertime? Winter, you wake up super early in the morning or something, and it's 0 degrees, and you want to warm up your cheeks a little bit, fine. But as soon as your cheeks are at temperature, you turn that thing off. You're not. You're gonna keep it on the whole way, and your cheeks are just gonna be on fire. You're just cooking your ass. Stop doing it. It's like be a grown up, and don't use the heated seats, or else you're gonna have swamp ass for the rest of the day. You know what I mean? I don't know, but yeah, I do have a story about going back to food. Bring it back to food real quick. I do have a story about work, and every now and then chow is continuous at work. Food is continuous at work. So it's just like you can eat while you're working. You can eat when you're done working on your breaks. You can eat. You just eat throughout the day. Like there is no like prescribed lunchtime or anything like that for what I do. So you're just eating throughout the day, and every now and then someone will go somewhere and they're like, hey. Or it's pretty much every day, but like someone's like, "Hey, I'm going to get breakfast at this place. Does anyone want anything?" And everyone's like, "Yeah, give me this, give me that, give me this, give me that," right? And we're all working, and this kid's like, "Oh, I'm gonna go grab some breakfast. Like, do you guys want anything?" And my other buddy goes, "Hey, yeah, get me a bacon, egg, and cheese omelet." And says, "Yeah, give me a bacon, egg, and cheese omelet." And the guy's like, "All right, cool, right?" So he's on the phone, and he calls up to order the food, and he calls on the phone. He's going through everybody else's order, and he finally gets to this guy, right? And he's like, "Hey, so yeah, and then can I get a bacon, egg, and cheese omelet?" And the person on the phone must be like, "Do you want that on the side?" So he turns. I'm assuming she meant bacon. Like everyone's assuming that she meant bacon, right? But this guy who's on the phone, he's a real doozy of a guy, and you don't put anything past him. You never really know what he's talking about. It's very, very questionable whether or not if there's an actual thought going on. And he turns to my buddy, and he's on the phone. He's like, hey, do you want that? Do you want it on the side? And the guy is just like, he just looks at him. He's like, the cheese? He's like, why would I want the cheese on the side of my omelet? He's like, and the guy's like, no, man, the bacon. And I was just pissing my pants. I thought that was hilarious. I feel like I'm all over the place right now. Yeah, but it was so funny to me. And it's never a dull moment at my place of work. And I'm at least grateful for that. I'm not grateful for the amount that I work, but I'm grateful for the amount of entertainment that happens there. And it's a very entertaining place, and it provides me with a lot of stories to tell, and I'm grateful for that. And every now and then I'll just blurt out shit that people say there. So it's like the cheese out of nowhere. But going back to the heated seat thing, and within that theme, I should really try to keep this thing in line here. But I'm just all over the place today. Going back to the heated seat thing, and being on the within the frame of butts, right? There's this thing that I noticed that I think a lot of women do, right? Where whether it be a wife or girlfriend, and they have a boyfriend or a husband, and they say you're a husband, and you're walking like up the stairs in front of them. They, for some reason, they like to put their finger in your butt. They like to put their finger in your butt. So I'm sorry, I'm getting phone calls right now, and that's fantastic. And she's gonna keep calling me. It's my sister. She's just gonna nonstop keep calling me. So I hope you guys can actually hear that. Now she's texting me. All right. I don't even know what I was talking about now. Okay, so if you're if you're a man and you have a significant other who's like your wife or your girlfriend or whatever, and you typically when you're walking up the stairs in front of them, they like to do this thing where it's like they think they're cute and shit, and they stick their finger in your butt, and that my wife's done it to me multiple times. I never gotten used to it, but it's just like kind of not really numb to it. I still have a reaction every single time, but I've been warning her. I'm like, one day after when you do that, it's just gonna be my natural. I'm like, you have to be weary of if instincts come over me, and I just start acting out of instinct. And she's like, "What do you mean?" I was like, "Well." I was like, you ever see like an alligator do a death roll? And she's like, yeah. What does that do to anything? I was like, one day you're gonna do that to me, and I'm gonna clench my cheeks so hard you're not gonna be able to take your finger out, and then I'm just gonna hit an alligator death roll and spin your finger right off your hand, and then now hear me out, because if you do that every single time, they get 10 good butthole pokes throughout your relationship, and then they have no fingers. So gentlemen, I advise you that if your significant other is just nonstop, every chance she gets trying to put a finger in your butt in order to like freak you out or whatever, if you're going up the stairs in front of her, clench them real tight. Clench your cheeks real tight and just hit a quick 360 no scope, pop that finger right off. Guarantee she won't do it again. Okay, I can't guarantee she won't do it again, but I can guarantee she'll only do it 9 more times. Yeah, that's all I got on that. But go into a little. I just want to touch. Just want to touch on something that I observed on Love Island, and I know a lot of my viewers are like dudes, and they don't watch Love Island, but I'm gonna let you know a little, so you gotta watch it. If you have a significant other, use them as an excuse. Use your wife or girlfriend as an excuse to watch it. I know that probably 80% of the women on the planet are watching it. So you gotta just like, just watch it while you do dishes or something. Like if you're doing dishes and your wife's watching it, just like sit them with the and then she looks at you and be like, "Are you watching?" She's like, "No, no, no. I was checking the time. I was checking the time on the VCR." She's like, "We don't have a VCR." She's like, "Yeah, whatever." And I'm telling you, watch it because the last episode that came out, which was I guess on Friday. Now there was like this thing that they do is called Casa Amor, where they go and they split them up and they bring new women and men in, and they meet new people and they talk to new people and whatever, blah blah blah. But the best part is when they all come back and they converge. The two houses come back and converge. It's just absolute mayhem. And I want to talk about this guy. This guy, he had a pretty good relationship before he left, but he could tell he was kind of upset. His name's KC, and he was with this girl called named Anaya, who's a daughter of some NBA player, right? So they were together, and like every time KC would even look at another girl, and I would be like, "You don't even like me. You just want to be with that one, blah blah blah, all this shit." And she's just like, he just sat there all day, like, "Oh fucking Christ, please somebody save me." And like Casamore was pretty much meant for him, right? Because as soon as he got out of there, he just became a different guy, and he goes there, and there's this one girl who's like dead set. That's my guy. That's who I want to talk to, blah blah blah, right? So they immediately like kind of sort of couple up, and they're all just like all over each other and shit, and he's happy. He's smiling now. He's not just being nagged all day about and like constantly having to reassure the girl because she's so insecure. And I don't know why this girl and I is so insecure. Like she has money. She looks fine, and it is what it is. But for some reason, she's super insecure about whatever. And anyway, they get back from this place, and it was pretty interesting, because he comes out and he does a very bad job about explaining to them why he chose the couple. He's like, this is not a decision for you. It's not a decision for anyone. This is a decision for me. It's like, no shit. No shit, it's a decision for you. But like take into account like the other person for a second. She's like, hey, I know you're probably upset that I chose somebody, but you had the opportunity to choose somebody. And do I feel like our couple is strong? Sure. But if what I've experienced in the last 3 weeks is a glimpse of what's coming, I just know I wouldn't be happy. That's all you have to say. She's like, I wouldn't be happy, so I made a choice where I think I would most likely be happier. And now I don't know that for sure, but I just know I had to cut it. And like, sorry if I hurt your feelings. That's what it is. But no, he just had to. You could tell he was practicing in the mirror or something, and he just kept saying the same thing over and over again because he kept getting cut off, and he would just restart from the beginning, and he was just getting flamed by all the girls, right? Because they're all just like, "You're a piece of shit," blah blah, and all this stuff, and the best part, the girl he came back with was just not having it. She was like, "You guys aren't even letting him talk. You need to hear him out." Blah blah, and they're all just like, "Shut up! Like we're not talking to you." And she's basically like, "Well, why don't you come make me shut up?" And it turned into like Saturday mornings with my mom watching the Bad Girls Club all over again. It was great. It was fantastic. It gave me flashbacks. It was great. And there's this one part where this girl's like, "I'm not talking to you. I don't even know who you are." And this girl's name is TT, and she I swear she rolled her shoulders. She got big. Like she said, "My name's TT," and I was just like, "Shit, TT's about to mess somebody up, dude." And I want TT to mess somebody up. Now I'm gonna watch this episode as soon as I'm done with this. There's a new one that came out tonight. I'm gonna watch it as soon as I'm done with it because I want to see TT break some skulls. I want to see TT start curb stomping people because I like if she stepped up, like she stepped up. She said, "If you're feeling froggy, then leap, son." And she popped up and she was like, "I'm TT," and it was funny because it was like she was so sweet at the beginning, and she was like, "You guys really need to like let him get his piece out, blah blah all this stuff," and then they started yelling at her. She was like, when she said I'm TT, she was like, "TT, what's up?" And it's just like, oh shit, TT my god, TT might be a dude, bro. The way she just stepped up like that, I don't know, man. You guys got to watch this stuff. I understand you're a man, whatever, sick, but if you want to just ever just want to turn that brain off of yours and just get purely entertained, I advise watching this show. And it's like also like quality time or whatever with your significant other, whatever. But yeah, I think I'm gonna cut it there. Oh, and the memes about that where it's just like TT's big and brolic, and they like make her all like big and cut up and shit, and then Casey's like a little baby, and she's holding his hand or just holding him. Also, that shirt. You see that shirt? It says "Chicks dig the rig" with a big old truck on it. I'm not a trucker, but I love me a Peterbilt. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, I think I can cut it there. Y'all have a good one. If you're watching this, you shouldn't be. If you watched the last one, you shouldn't have. And see ya. Chicks dig the rig. Deuces.